really the best at COD. I'm about an average is what I'd say. But I'm gonna go over some of the best loadouts now. And also for like the different types of guns. Now I only have up to snipers for right now, but I'm pretty sure throughout this video I could come up with something good enough. For shotguns, and even I might even come up with stuff specifically with classics. Not really. But yeah. So I'm gonna go for a shotgun one. But this is always going to depend on the shotgun because, you know, you got the Reaver, semi-automatic. Not the best, but it definitely does more damage than the DCM-8, which is fully automatic. And is energy, so take that part into account. But with snipers, all this depends. Now, Scout and these two, they're kind of a maybe with me, but this, you're kidding, right? Like, unless you use that thing in close range, this is acceptable. But unless you're in close range, freaking forget that part. But this is a definite, is always use an MV4, if you're going for, a few more attachments that, and, points to use. Mainly because these things have literally no recoil in game. So you can just add like laser sight, now I don't know if this was an update to the game or not, cause like before, increased bullet penetration and damage against equipment, and this one, headshots are more lethal. But here's the thing, each one increases your gun's attack by 7. Now I think that's kind of a good thing right there, but here's another thing. Perks. Yeah, I'm gonna go over perks. Now lethals and tacticals. Now if you are in a, like, I'm gonna say a more populated match, you know, more people are in the match, yeah, use these. I've seen this one used pretty well with bots at like recruit, because here's the thing, you throw one of these things, it'll just travel across, so it's pretty, like I've gotten almost killed and killed a few times because I just didn't care to dodge. And also I prestiged the NV4. It was already at level 15 and I just needed to max out. But yeah, so this was some advice I got from another guy. But yeah, this is good for pretty much if you mainly go for the quick type of shooter. And also dexterity I would recommend as a must-have, especially for now I'm gonna show what these are going to be best with as well. So I'm gonna look over them, and mainly I'm gonna go for like the ones that are best fitted. Oh, hardwire. The fact that that like counters all of that, yeah, that's definitely a good one. But dexterity and all that stuff, dexterity is one of my favorites. And also, if any of you think blind eye is not that good, it's better than this. Because I mean, UAVs, yeah, but you can destroy UAVs if, like, I think if you shot one with a rocket launcher, it might destroy it, but I don't know. Because that happens with helicopters in Modern Warfare, but I don't think it's going to happen with UAVs. But this, you can avoid a whole lot more. I remember I didn't have this, and I had to fight a shock sentry. I was just, like, hitting it to avoid it shooting me. Finally killed it after it killed me, and I just got one more shot off of it. Increased resistance to explosives. This one. Minimap shows larger area. Gain a single radar sweep when a standard enemy UAV appears, and another when it dies. So yeah, Ghost though, that is pretty good. I'd say payload charges faster. This is definitely one for those of you who have some overpowered payloads. Now, for this character, I'm gonna just go for that. I'm gonna use Blast Shield, Cold Blooded. rarely people have thermal because either they're always prestiging a gun, which I think after you get to 3rd prestige, I don't know if you can prestige it after that, but I'm pretty sure most people should still try to get that gun maxed out to its max. Scavenger, now this is good if you're not a merc, so definitely gonna go with that. And Gung Ho, I don't know how you say that, but that's pretty good, especially when you're using rapid fire weapons. And for this one, I don't know what I'm gonna go with. Overclock, I only recommend that. That's good. That's really good actually. Now tack resist I think is probably one of the best for like avoiding stuff like that, cause bruh, I've been in online games, I've been blinded, and then no that wasn't in online. Sprint faster over time now. Now this is good if you're using LMGs, cause if you're going real slow, but again, if you got man-at-arms trait with a merc, that's not going to be helpful at all. Now this, though, pretty good, I'd say, with assault rifles, anything like that, especially if you're going on a good old kill streak. Hardwired, though, just go with that almost every perk 3. And also, if you can fit in a second in perk 1, definitely go for dexterity, no matter what it is, because that's just going to help you a lot. Now, hardwired is kind of overpowered, and I'd also say that for Gung Ho, because basically this one you can shoot while sprinting and score streaks while sprinting, and this one it is anything that could do that, just no way. Centurion, I don't know what that is. Okay, the only thing that counters is tracker. Is that a perk? Yeah, it is. What? It counters dead silence, but then this thing says it counters tracker. This thing's bullcrap. It's scams. And also, I'm pretty sure I've got kills on people with dead silence. Like, dead silence, though, most people aren't gonna hear that anyway. Alright, let's get into gameplays. Now, I think for starting the game, or just like if you're not trying to be a try-hard, I got nothing wrong with you trying to be a try-hard. You know, that's fine by me, cause like it's just you know, you're bored, you wanna be really good, so you just be a try-hard. That's fine. But definitely, I love that I prestige this gun, because even though I have to start all over again, this is probably one of the best guns to prestige first. And then, mainly because, alright, so, yeah, there's the point for Gung Ho, because you can just go like that. And that's really good with shotguns, because you can just sprint, boom, just kill people like that. Dexterity. That usually take a little bit longer. I think that always kind of helps. And also, here's just a tip for any of you when playing the game. Like, kind of wall run like that and just slide doing that. But, what other perk did I get? I forgot. But hardwired is what I thought. No, it was Gung Ho. And Scavenger, well, there's no dead bodies to loot, but the main reason I said Scavenger was mainly it's good for fighting and all that stuff. But, huh? Oh, wait, that's not sprinting and shooting, that's walking forward. Okay. I thought, like, cause, like, this is what I thought, like, would happen if you're sprinting. Hold on, I didn't try it right. Like, you do that, then you do that, and then you have to press the button again. If that is what happened, then I must be pressing the joystick down, as it happens, but whatever. Now, the reason I'm gonna go over traits as well is because That's gonna be super helpful anyway, one way or another. And again, don't forget, use perks that very much fit your playstyle, because I'm gonna just tell you that right now. Tracker I always use because that was so that was just so good at sometimes. Now for this one I'm gonna put Ghost, or actually Dexterity. But yeah, this one's gonna show you that, but Scavenger, you already know that one. But the reason I chose Dexterity for that, yeah. Now, I'm also gonna now turn on bots. I couldn't do that before, but all I heard though was like the thing about, hold on. Yeah, game rules are default, so I'm just gonna turn this down for the sake of the video. But guys, remember this. Whatever you rely on heavily is what these are going to be good for. Just remember that. Keep that in your mind. Now, pinpoint, I'm pretty sure the game updated this, because when I heard this guy, he was talking like things that, he was saying things about it, but like there's some features that he left out, so I'm pretty sure that might be because the game was updated. But pinpoint now, what that does is, if you are shot and shoot someone, they will be outlined in red. So kind of like, not the exact same, but very similar. Oh dang. Yeah, that's when you want the, I don't know, it's a secondary perk. But this thing has quick draw. I think it's got 4 grip. I don't know that though, so don't take my word on that. I think it's got 4 grip, but it's got quick draw, 4 grip, and silencer. Yeah. So silencer's good mainly because people can't see you on the mini map. Quick draw, if you haven't even gotten by the name, you can draw up the scope way faster, and definitely a given is 4 grip for any gun that has lots of recoil, or recoil that you're just not fond of. For me, that would be going up and down, but for lots of people, that would be like going to side to side. Oh wait, I left out one for this one, and that's stock. I don't remember what that does actually. Oh, increases maneuverability. Yeah, that's another given right there. So I did that wrong. Is you needed stock as well. So suppression, quick draw, and stock. Now the damaging ones, yeah, those ones have, if you're not good at aiming, or you really are good at shooting, like hollow point, if you know what I mean by that, shoot that at somebody's head with any gun, and that should be killer. Now, this one's got stock on it. And you can put a scope on the gun, but that's just wasting a point. Because lots of the built-in scopes, unless there is none, or just one that's just a flat line-like kind of thing, or it doesn't like specify one specific part that you want to focus on. Like if that's the problem, then that's definitely something you can solve. Oh man, I wanted it. Like, if you know what, do you know what I was trying to do? You guys probably know what I was trying to do. So I was trying to shoot that trip mine. Just me getting blinded is another reason to have that first secondary perk. Just, I don't use that as much because not too many people play online and actually use stuff like that. Now, maneuverability while aiming down sights, you can automatically see that that's faster. You can see it's faster. It's right there in your face. It's just so much better. How did he kill me? Like, he had the ogre, and he got a headshot. I was like, no way, I should have killed this guy before he could kill me. But he had hollow point and headshots. I don't really care. But though that's good for. Now I don't know about an LMG. I'm actually gonna switch this up because I want to test that. No, definitely if it's energy, use a fusion mag. Suppression, I'd always say. Quick draw is a good one as well. Stock, that's a good one. Yeah, so try something like this, like extended mag or fusion mag, over something else. Now suppression, that's mainly good if you like don't like being seen and stuff. Now for this one, ballistic CPU reduces sway when aiming down sights. So basically, you guys know how when you use sniper, you're basically moving all over the place. It just sticks you right in one spot. Fusion mag, that's not going to be useful for this gun. Quick draw, you definitely want that with a sniper. Stock, a definite. Suppression, or foregrip. If you get an accurate shot, a sniper's just going to be an insta-kill. So that part doesn't even matter. But you guys get what I'm saying here. Like, most of this stuff, you can understand what I'm saying with. Like, a majority of this stuff is pretty much going to be pretty deadly if you're using them right. Now, mainly, I'd go for stuff that can help you shoot better over, like, damaging. But if you have the room for damaging, you can definitely use that. Now, here's another good thing about this gun. Is it can switch, so you might as well also put some of the recommended rifle stuff, just in case. You might have some trouble in that mode. As you can see, I got wrecked there, but who cares? So, ballistic CPU, you see like the things moving around by itself, not nearly as much. Stock, great improvement there. And also, I'd recommend using at least a semi-automatic sniper. That's a one-shot kill, but look at this. Now, that's the reason you don't need foregrip, is if you get an accurate shot, you're most likely not going to be, like, rapidly shooting anyway, so. But, yeah, and if you guys, now, for certain guns, I do recommend different things and different perks. Now, I'm going to go over these perks, I'm just not going to show them. Minimap shows a larger area and all that stuff. You guys know that. Blind eye, blast shield, and all this. This is probably going to be your best bet if you're trying to avoid enemies finding you, because more than likely that's going to be your downfall. Dexterity is a definite for guns like the Mauler. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take off bots as well. I'm going to just show you guys its reload time. Because if you remember in my other video, LMGs and all that stuff, that thing we reloaded pretty decent speed, kind of like about the Ogre's regular. That was with dexterity. I remember getting killed because I reloaded this gun. And this game doesn't go by real world physics where you shoot one gun, and then you reload, and you basically just added one bullet, and you still got the same amount or something like that. You know, it's not like as much of real physics, but watch this. Right, and took you about 5 seconds to reload that gun, right? Now this thing's speed because of that, right there just really is your downfall, is the fact of how fast this thing shoots. Its recoil's not even counted. And all that stuff, so, yeah. And also, guys, here's probably gonna be your best bet for, assault-based characters, like assault rifle-based kind of thing. Now, if you want to know assault rifle-based, I'm gonna show you the rig. This would probably be your best bet, is what I'd say. Hold on a second. Right, well, if you guys are assault players, I definitely recommend the Warfighter. Anybody would have saw this one coming now. Persistence is for those of you who want those score streaks, and that would be doubled with this when you use it, because oh heck yeah, with that you're gonna be getting all the scorchers, all the whatevers. Resupply, that is pretty good if you use grenades, but if you don't use them, then you might as well forget about it. Ping, kills and assist activate a minimap ping. Yeah, that's pretty good for those of you who rely heavily on your minimap. I don't. So yeah. Now if you're playing with LMGs, this is your guy, because the Steel Dragon I think is pretty good. Bull Charge, that's to me is good on like a very crowded small map. And that's good if you're defensive and like you're getting killed and you know people are just gonna come around the corner. That will react and kind of protect you against all forms of damage. So if you're usually in that type of scenario, yeah. And Man-at-Arms is probably my favorite, because you can just be running the same with an LMG, the same speed you'd be running that with a freaking combat knife. A combat knife, the lightest gun in the game, or weapon in the game. Press that while in air to perform a That is, okay, if you guys need to do some extra damage, yeah, that's definite. Infusion regenerates health faster. Now that's a noticeable difference, because when I played as the Merc before, I remember this was like the first difference I saw. So that's pretty good. But again, this thing is mainly good with LMGs. Synaptic. Now, this all depends on your character's playstyle. Now, if you're usually that guy who tries to avoid trouble, or is the guy who tries to be sneaky, a little sneaky, this would probably be your payload. Rewind. Now, I've gotten 2, maybe 3 kills in an online match, because Rewind is going to charge faster, because it's not like Equalizer or Reaper where it's a fighting thing. It's just something that just moves you back in position and gives you all your health and ammunition. But here's the thing. You get up behind somebody and shoot them with this, oh heck, you're devastating. Combat Burst. After each kill, gain a brief boost of movement speed. Now that's good for you if you need to get out of a situation, because like you're being overwhelmed, you can get that kill, you're out. I messed that up. Propulsion. Improved thrusters. Well, that's good if you heavily rely on slides and exo jumps, but not really. This one. Execute a quick move in any direction and then press that. I think that might be good. I just am not able to test that, and I don't want to right now. This is probably one of my favorites, because it's so much easier to get kills and avoid other types of damage. Now, first of all, you got 2 evasive payloads, which is phase shift and FTL jump. Now, the jump is better with open maps, obviously, so I wouldn't recommend using this all the time, or at least changing it before a match if it's going to be in like the Frontier map or something. But use phase shift. Displaces you into another dimension, avoiding damage. Other phase players can engage you though, but rarely is somebody gonna see you in FTL. Cause like I rarely see FTLs unless it's like on some reason. I saw a lot of that on free for all. Cause like I saw 3 FTLs, not counting myself. This is probably going to be your favorite if you're an attacker or a heavy damage dealer. First of all, this thing, if any of you know the black hole grenade, or it's really the black hole projector, but I call it a grenade because that it's a lethal, it's a grenade, so who cares? But here's the thing about those things. Now my friend said they were not good. That is so not true. Now, yeah, it's way better with this thing because you actually can project them, or not project them, but fire them into one direction. Kind of like a rocket launcher for those things. Then it just sucks in any enemy nearby. And I have used this against a guy with bull charge. Now, he did hit me, but it was after I fired that off. So, yeah, I'm just like, nope, you ain't getting that kill without losing in your life. I think he shouldn't have ran at me with that at that time, because, no, I'm going to tell you this guy's thinking process, because I can probably tell what he's thinking. Oh, crap, this guy's pulling out a gravity vortex gun. I'm going to just bull charge him. Well, here's the thing. These things will fire pretty fast. Now, remind this, I said fire, not travel, so the bullets won't. But he was, like, right in my face, so it kind of just activated like that. I think, which one of these did I unlock? I think I unlocked utility a while ago. I know I did not unlock gold. I could have, though. And also, guys, I want to ask you something. And I need to change that to fist bump, but is it a fact that when you prestige your character, not your gun, would that reset everything you get? Because that would suck. Trophy done. That's pretty good, because, well, it's mainly good in against lower levels. So if you've got a lot of lower level friends and you're gonna play in an online match, or like you got like a lot of low level friends who've just started the game and really just don't use that good stuff, this is gonna be your savior right here, because that completely destroys all hostile projectiles, or not projectiles, but you know what I mean. Micro turret, combat deployable auto turret. So this is not like one of those turrets where you can just pick it up and go, I'm gonna shoot you with this now. Nope. But this thing is decent, and kind of why I use blind eye, because this is a payload. So if it's like a 100 point game, there's not that many people, then more than likely this will come up at least once or twice from that person. So, yeah. Centurion, deployable defense system that destroys projectiles and emits a powerful electromagnetic field. Now this would be perfect for things like search and destroy, so you can defend something or defend yourself, because as you guys might know, that can actually slowly kill somebody. Hardened, placed equipment, and has increased protection from damage. Why do I use that? Relay, placed equipment will alert the player of nearby enemies on the minimap. So basically this is probably, none of these traits I see are really that good unless you're really heavily with equipment, using equipment. Now snipers, all of you probably saw this guy coming, since he's got a ghillie suit and a sniper shotgun hybrid, which is a ballista, of course. Now, I've never used anything except for active camo and ballista. Now, active camo, I mainly use it against my friend, because, like, now, imagine this, you activate it, and you don't move, somebody's just gonna be like, where do you go? Because, like, they're not gonna see any noticeable change, and if you're really slow with moving, they probably won't notice you're there. So that's really good, but, you can still be seen, especially if you're like running around. But it's probably best for like an escape, because they might be like, did I just see something? Nah, I couldn't have. Then you just go around behind them and then just kill them. Pulsar, advanced EM sensor that allows you to visualize enemy position. Okay, that's actually pretty good, but I probably would not use that. Rear guard. That's good for a sniper, of course, because you take reduced damage from your back. Mark target, I think, as well, because damage, or actually, if you don't kill somebody, because damaging enemies with gunfire will mark them for death. Preventing regen for 5 seconds, though. That kind of... Oh, wait. Oh, does that go to somebody else? Because if so, then that would be amazing. Audio cues provide advanced warning of fast-moving or aerial hostiles getting lower to the ground and will increase the range of detection. So, that's pretty good. Obviously, though, this guy's not going to be able to see that because of this. I'm just joking around. That actually matches. Is this... No, it's multicam. But that Mercury matches this way better. Don't get me wrong, it does. Now my favorites are going to be FTL and Striker. Because FTL, oh boy. If you get the eraser, like, I've been accurate with that thing so many times. Because I just know I'm going to run into an enemy in like a few seconds. So what I might as well do is just wait. Now this is definitely what I'd combo for this, but I don't have that unlocked on multiplayer. Not stuff now. Those were the perks and payloads. Now I'm gonna go over the shotgun, since obviously you guys probably want that. Now again, it depends on your shotgun. So I'm gonna just use the Rack 9 for this example. So I'd recommend no quick draw, suppression, that doesn't really matter. Foregrip, definitely not, actually, because now that I think about it, that's not good. Extend stopping power range, so this would be good, because you can do more damage from range with this thing. Extended mag, maybe. And just, oh yeah, that one's gotta be good. I don't get really why you'd be scoping with a shotgun, but if you have to, this is gonna be good. But I really don't. Quick draw, again, like most likely, I'd just go with the scope for this. But here's the thing, this is probably the best one. But yeah, so the reason I'm like going with like not something that's good with this type is it's pump action. So that means you're gonna fire a gun and then you're gonna pump this gun. Now let's go on to things that are like semi-automatic and automatic fully. So like this thing. So this, you might as well have a scope. Fusion mag, definitely. Because like this one's automatic. So yeah, put extended mag, put stuff like that. Put this, put that. And maybe that, if you really are going for a stealthier kill. But if you're wondering why I put more of the stuff that I said not to use, is this the one can be used at like about mid-range. Not really close range. So yeah, but here's the thing though. Most shotguns are pump action or do require you to get that one shot and then you're good. But other than that, it should be fine. Now tips with... I'm going to use the DMR one because this one I think is better. Now for this thing, you might as well just forget most scopes. Now you can use other scopes. Now definitely add stuff like when I'm adding here. Suppression, maybe not. Foregrip though, definitely. And then maybe add suppression. But if you don't know why I chose this stuff is, if you don't know what the DMR is like, I'm gonna have to show you. But I'm gonna put on bots, game setup, bot. You know, and then I gotta show you what this is like. But the reason put all this accuracy stuff is, this is a semi-automatic sniper. Now there's only 2 in the game, M1 and DMR1. Unless that other one that I haven't unlocked counts as well, but I don't know. I don't even know what it is, so don't count on my words. But this is why quick draw. Because if you're accurate with this thing, you can just shoot that thing off a few times and just go boom, 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 boom. Now quick draw is always something to put on the sniper, and everybody knows that. Man, because like you can just go quick scope, one shot kill. But as you can tell, that is not going to be an insta kill. Oh, I moved out of cover. That again, that's another reason why to use that. First of all, that was camp, and everybody knows you don't camp. You know, the reason I think I'm losing right now is because it's so hard to get kills with this thing. Well, you guys already saw like the point that I was trying to make anyway. So, I'm gonna just wreck these losers real quick. Dang it. But look at this. Staples. I got killed by a department store or whatever. Here's the thing, now you guys got my point, is you want to be quicker with the scope and all that stuff. So that's my type of tips, but if you guys are going for something more damaging, then let me help you with that as well. Now, put on quick draw first, or actually now put on your damaging ones first, because that's definitely going to help. Now, if your gun doesn't have recoil, don't put foregrip on. Put on quick draw. Now let me show you this thing's power. And yeah, this is going to be the power part. Now this should work on LMGs as well. Now the one that I showed you before, it's better with SMGs and assault rifles because those will fire way faster, and it'll be quicker kills. And let me remind you, these usually help you just about any time you aim down sights and stuff. But as you can see, you can just aim so much quicker, and I love that. But yeah, you'll get why this is the go-to combo with me. Yeah. Because I usually prefer damage anyway. See that? Okay, definitely without stock, it's not as quick. So if you can slip stuff like that in, I would not be unrecommending of that. So that's a definite. That's like not a must-have, but it's a definite use in my opinion. But yeah, so I don't even know what the heck happened. But as you can see with that type of, okay, I don't know, but it could just be because this is an NV4, so all it's gonna really do is 60 damage as a base. So, but that adds 74. Yeah, it'll make it 74. So that's why I recommend that for any of you who prefer damage, and I don't know really why you'd go for that, because damage really doesn't help you that much. And if you're wondering a scope, I would recommend the VMC. Now let me just show you, and I will put stock on this thing. Now if a perk is not nearly as useful to you, then you might as well go for something like stock, like then most likely you've got extended mag. But I'm gonna show you with stock this time and like why that scope is good. Now, don't even bother about customizing the scope, because most likely you're not going to care about that part of the scope, or you're not going to be using that part of the scope. Now, if you want to see why, I'm going to show you. Now, I'm definitely going to try to prestige this gun as well, but as you can see, this thing increases the length, or like your viewpoint, so it's definitely probably my #1 scope. So if you got that extra point, I would recommend using this scope. But if you're good without scopes, or like proper ones at least, and it's like you usually only use like the OG ones, then yeah, you're fine. Of course, I killed myself with that, but who cares? That still took 4 hits. But I'm gonna just telling you that it's pretty good to use FMJ and hollow point, because that increases their damage. Now, if you're good with getting headshots, then FMJ and hollow point's just useless, because you know, obviously, you don't need that extra damage. But definitely, that is my recommendation. You might have some other recommendations for other people. So if you have even a recommendation for me, but here's the thing, is I'm also going to leave you with this tip as well. So let's say, oh yeah, I don't use guns like that. I use guns like this. And also, this might be a good idea for those of you who always use a secondary. Hold on, let me find it. But I use guns like this. Now let's say you're one of those types of people who prefers round burst guns. I can probably give you some tips. Definitely put on a scope, Scout Hybrid or VMC. I'm going with Scout Hybrid. Suppression not needed. Now always get quick draw, foregrip, and stock with these, because more than likely you're going to need that. But let's get rid of that. So let's see what else I can add to this. Laser sight, bullet spread from firing from the hip. Well, first of all, this is not going to need that. Extend stopping power, whatever. I'm going to just put fusion mag on this thing. But let me just show you why I chose that. Now, here's the thing. With 3-round bursts, if they got enough damage, they will be an insta-kill wherever you shoot, as long as it's not in, like, the foot or hand. Because more than likely, that's just gonna be like, oh yeah, I can finish them off with one more bullet, kind of thing. But most people, like, would probably didn't expect the, in my assault rifle video, but it's really good. And the Raging EX thing, I don't know, but it's the epic variant. I highly recommend that one. See? It's insta-kill, and if you can just go quick scoping, then more than likely you're gonna love this gun. Now, of course, if you get into a gunfight like that, it's not gonna be that useful. But trust me, you're gonna love it. I just want to get like a one shot, but obviously if all 3 bullets hit, it's basically like as if your gun only took 3 bullets. to kill someone, but more than likely you might need a few more. But keep in mind, this was an energy weapon, and there are ballistic ones, but this was an energy weapon. And the reason this is gonna be a good combo with this. Now, of course, I'm no expert at this, and if you do have your own playstyle, I recommend you try to find whatever helps that part in your playstyle. Because I did mention like stronger stuff and also and other stuff like that, whatever. But here's kind of like here's some difference. Now, look at fire rate. Now remember this. I'm just gonna tell you I'm just gonna tell you right now. If its fire rate is low, try to up its damage. This is always something I have found as a good strategy, because if it does more damage as you're shooting, then more than likely you're gonna win. And I think that's why damage and fire rate balances out. Cause like I remember there's a Black Ops 3 gun. I don't own Black Ops 3, but my cousin has it, and I played that with him. But there's an SMG, I think, I don't remember, but it's got fire rate almost 100% maxed, but like incredibly low damage. Now, as you can see, there's the difference without quick draw. But here's the thing, the Volk's damage balances out with fire rate, so it'll do significantly more damage, but won't shoot nearly as fast, and you can tell right there. If he didn't have a shotgun, he would have been dead. Dang you. I am so appreciative of that. Obviously this took 5 hits, I wasn't that accurate. But as you can hear by how it's shooting, it's definitely slower, but its damage makes up for that, because I'm pretty sure its base damage is like 70. That doesn't matter though, because always remember this, as long as stuff like the way the guns you use, always check like if this is this in. It's a 72 base damage, but has 62 fire rate. So here's what I'd recommend for this thing, because of its low fire rate. Add Faraday and all that stuff, because now it does 14 extra damage. So here's what I'm going to show you with that, but I'm just going to make this really quick. So, and I'm also going to turn the bot to like recruit, but I think it's crap. Wait till this goes away. It says the internet connection is currently not sufficient. Alright. But I'm basically just gonna show you kind of what the upgraded version will do. And yeah, always keep this in mind. Fire rate and damage is gonna be how you're gonna have to use attachments, because like if it's got low fire rate but high damage, try to up that damage, so the fire rate won't matter. It's just gonna be like if you can put a few bullets in, that person's dead. Also, if it does have low fire rate, then I would recommend getting quick draw, which I did not do. Let's put the servo and slug on here. So yeah, but yeah, always remember, like, use your best, use like whatever seems best comboed for you. Now remember, the last one took 5 kills, or 5 hits. This took 3, and those are all accurate. So clearly increase right?
Mission accomplished. A good day's work.
So I'm gonna just make sure you guys keep this in mind. Keep it in mind that if you have low shooting guns, like let's say I don't have the Volk unlocked obviously, but let's say I did. Now I'd be trying to get these two just to make it so I got quicker hits. And I'm pretty sure quick draw is like the first thing you'd get anyway. But let's just see this with quick draw. And most likely I would get to gold or diamond. And I'm definitely gonna try to get that for NV4, but whatever. I might play this more later, and I'm gonna start a PC Skyrim series, cause then I'll have like way more mods. And no inappropriate armor mods, cause I don't really think I'd want that, cause I don't want videos to be demonetized. And also, if I actually did start like getting paid for videos, I definitely would not want that, cause and YouTube, take this into consideration. Those people work just as hard as anybody else on those videos. But you giving them no money for it is kind of unfair. 'Cause they're working just as hard as any other YouTuber. But basically, here's YouTube's rules. Now, obviously, I did miss, and this guy could have had something on. He was a striker, not a phantom. But yeah, you got the gist. But YouTube, this is just like a message to YouTube. So if you guys can forward that to YouTube. If a video is not appropriate for all ages, well, first of all, if you went by ESBR, their rating for you is T. Teenagers. 13 or 12, because the SBR like rates it saying 12 and up. So 12 to 17. Yeah. And also, unless a video says is flagged, and more than likely it's because that one shouldn't be making money if it gets flagged for inappropriate content. But if it's like just has cuss words or something in it like that, or something that wouldn't get a video flagged, and YouTube, you're the ones who do that, flagging videos. You guys should know better than to just like whatever. You already know what I'm saying right now. Is YouTube's the one that flags these videos and all that stuff. So mainly, here's what I'm saying. Don't like unpay YouTubers because of the fact that they'll have cuss words or something stupid like that. 'Cause that's bullcrap. 'Cause they're working just as hard for no pay. The other people, they're working hard, but with pay. You see the unfairness in that. You can already just tell based on my saying this. Alright, but yeah. So basically, as I was saying now, I know this is kind of weird that I'm just jumping right back into this. Now, which one has the best fire rate? No. Now, I know I get killed by this thing all the time, but yeah, we're just gonna I'm gonna just show you like what you should use with guns like this. Nah, you don't need that. But this, like, now, pick stock over foregrip, not foregrip over stock. But, this is kind of what you should be using with guns with, like, 97 fire rate. But I also would recommend foregrip, because it can obviously sacrifice one perk that you don't usually find that useful. Now, lots of these perks are powerful. Lots of them can help you in different scenarios. And I would recommend a lot of them. Lots of guns are similar with scopes. Like you shouldn't have to worry about any of them with scopes anyway. But remember, if a gun has a long reload, put dexterity on that thing, and then you're good. I just broke everything. Just shooting the thing till it's down. This took 5 hits, but that's probably because I shot him in the leg or something. But as you can see, that's very useful. Because foregrip reduces its recoil, and recoil comes fast in guns that fast shooting. And also suppression and quick draw, that'll help with your scoping. Now with slower moving guns, now if I'm gonna just use an LMG for this. Actually no, I'm gonna use a I'm gonna use the Volk for this example. For this, go power. Now this is if you were like going for my recommendation. Now, obviously, I always recommend quick draw over fusion mag or over something else. And also, like, some people don't even use perks. I know sometimes I don't even use perks. Like, I'll just completely get rid of them for something like that. Now, I don't recommend doing that if you're like a low level or you just liked using a gun that you just unlocked that's at a low level, then don't use no perks now. I will have to put perks on some things, but here's the thing. If you really rely heavily on perks, only use things that are best with a gun. Don't max it out. Now, you can max it out, and I would recommend you do that, at least with guns that you think deserving it. But, now, the suppression I just wanted to put on there, and I did not pay $100 for this camo. It just came with the season pass. Yeah. Because, like, I randomly went into extras and I see, like, that's unlocked. When I hear that, it just scares me.
It is all up to you now. The squad is counting on you.
Just waiting to see this person. But kind of watch this. So that took 3 hits, and this is a slow shooting gun. And with quick draw, I drew the gun into a scope mode in less than 3 seconds. Or less than a second, really. But yeah, you guys know probably like a guaranteed have is like, especially if you guys usually rely heavily on pulling up a scope at ASA possible, then obviously, especially for those of you who play snipers, because that will just be a lifesaver for quick scoping. Now, there is a tip for if you're trying to get that. Now, I don't know why I can't get this, because I did enter a season pass code and it says it's been redeemed. Now, either I'm going to look up what you'd have to do online, because I'm pretty sure, like, because I really want to see what that's like. But let me see. I'm gonna leave this lobby, of course. Now let's see what happens when I go to this. But yeah, so basically the whole point of that was just to say, so you're probably gonna find some better ones, obviously, but what I recommend with slower moving guns, you want them to be way more powerful as you shoot, just that way you can get the kill faster, and with less bullets, since you're most likely gonna be using more. Now this, okay, you guys can only hear me because it pulls up like a PlayStation menu, so you're only gonna hear me. But I swear I submitted like the code I have, and it says, it's like, yeah, certainly. No, I'm not gonna buy it. I have the season pass. I've entered it. You guys should know that. You guys probably, alright, hold on. I'ma check this out. Hold on. So if you're gonna buy the season pass, then yeah, but DLC packs, I'ma see what these have, or what are their details. Retribution, the 4th DLC map pack. So that's a map pack. Also gives you zombies and stuff. Sabotage, first DLC. Yeah. Quantum, second. Absolution. Announcer pack. VO4 pack. Code Courage pack. That's $5. CWL personalization pack. What does this do? And then, so that's 300 COD points. That's okay. Yes, that's with COD points. And you can get World War II. I guess it's because like World War II was in development as this game came out, something like that. Now this, you can see stuff like that. Gameplay recording paused because you entered a block scene. I don't care. Alright, whatever. Here's the thing, guys, though. Is whatever you guys think I still am pretty much confident in combos like the ones I recommended. So, bye.